Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, do not disturb. Where is the do not disturb button? Okay, hey, well, you know what? Look at that. It Look at that. It's meant to be. I tried. Hi Pilot the Misfit. How are you? Happy Tuesday. We're getting started in 2 minutes. I just want to give people some time to come on into the room. We're gonna get started promptly at 7 o'clock. My goal is to keep this at about 45 minutes. Hi Purple Magic 314. Um, the goal is to keep this to under an hour. I think we're going to be able to do that. I think hi de Assis Oliveira Jose. Hi. Guys, I got bit up by mosquitoes. So if you see me scratching, that is why. The mosquitoes have gotten me. We are going to get started in 1 minute. I see a lot of new faces in the room today. I'm very excited. I'm going to explain to you who I am if you don't know who I am in just a moment. But drop your names. Hi, Trini Lover 30. Drop your names. Let me know where you are joining from as I roll into the introduction. And we're going to get started and have a good time. So the time has just changed to 7 o'clock. So this is the time for you to share this out to your friend. Yes, mosquitoes are the worst. Share this out to your friends, to your family, to whoever you think might need some business help, because we are about to start. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ooh, Pilot the Misfit, you from Miami. I'm coming to Miami in October. Welcome, 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 welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Nessie Time. Yes. If you are a regular viewer of my live show, you will know that this is not my usual day on, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But for those of you, hello from Atlanta. Thank you for dropping in. For those of you who don't know who I am, if this is your first time seeing my face, hearing my voice, coming in on my show, welcome to NPL Legal Dish, my now twice weekly live show where I teach business and legal concepts for entrepreneurs using celebrity and pop culture news. So every week I pull stories from the news that have to do with, that I think are able to teach you guys business concepts that you need to know, and we talk about them on here. Now on to who I am and who's this crazy lady on the internet. I am Natalie Pierre-Louis. I am the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC. It is a business formation firm. Hi, Sincere 39. What that means is I help you get your business paperwork together. Things like getting your business registered with the state, making sure you have contracts, getting patents, trademarks, or copyrights to protect your intellectual property, helping you hire employees properly, all that foundational stuff that you need for your business, that boring stuff that people really don't want to do. I help you do all of that because you need to know. You might be asking yourself why I am qualified to help you, and I am so happy that you guys asked. I have been a licensed attorney for over a decade. I just renewed my license like last month. I have started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I have had many careers in the realms of law, education, entrepreneurship, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everybody as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but so many of you guys have these amazing business ideas. And if you are going to make it in business, guys, there are just some concepts that you need to know. There's no way around it. And that is where I come in. If you are interested in any of my services or products, like my 1 hour coaching sessions where we go through and I teach you the things that you need to know as a business owner, depending on what your needs are, or any of my multiple ebooks where I talk about trademarks, contracts, any of my video trainings, go to Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, the link in my bio. There you can also set up a free 15-minute consultation with me to see how I can help you achieve your entrepreneurial dreams. All right. So now that we've gone through the commercial, oh, that reminds me. So now that we are expanding, we're going to be doing some ad space on the live show. So if you want to advertise your business here during the breaks that I take, we are doing spots starting at $3. So if you are interested, DM me. All right. Okay. So now that we've talked about who I am and what this show is, we're going to get to the actual content. Now we're going to go through some stories. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Don't be afraid to drop questions. I'm also going to ask you questions, so you're going to need to pay attention to the stories because I want to make sure that you know what's going on. I know this information can sometimes be a little dry, but I do my best to make it as entertaining as well as informational. All right. So stick there with me. Hello, House Houston Personal Concierge. All right. So the first story that we are talking about has to do with Penn State versus Florida Man. As you can see, the title of this show, it says Florida Man strikes again. We've all heard the stories. There's like a running joke in the news that, you know, all crazy stories start in Florida. There was actually a little thing that went on where if you typed in your birthday and then Florida Man, you would see some crazy case that would pop up, right? Well, we've got a case of Florida Man when it comes to trademarks. It has to do with Penn State. Do I have anybody in here today who has been to Penn State, attended, know somebody who went there? My cousin and a friend of mine graduated from there. But Penn State is a pretty well-known university, right? So if you have heard of Penn State, give me a P in the comments. Give me a P in the comments. Oh, Pilot the Misfit, you from Florida. You might be Florida Man. If you've heard of Penn State, give me a P in the comments so that I know that, I don't have to go into any more explanation as to what Penn State is, that prestigious university. I myself graduated from Boston College undergrad. Go Eagles. Okay, so I'm assuming that there's a delay and that's why I'm not seeing the P's. But okay, I got one P from Sincere39. You always on it. All right. All right, I got another P from Whitney. Thank you, my dear. One from Purple Magic 314. I love that name. Okay, so here's the thing. We all know that universities protect their names. They get trademarks, and you can't just go around selling college merchandise, right? Okay. Got another P from Houston Personal Concierge and from Trini Lover. All right. So we know you can't go around just making college merch. Whitney knows firsthand. She actually obtained a license from a university so that she could sell authorized tumblers. Whitney, she's joining us on Facebook. So universities are very protective of their trademarks, and pretty much all of them have federally registered trademarks. So let me tell y'all what Florida Man did. He registered a bunch of schools' names as trademarks, but he only did them on the state level. Oh yeah, Whitney said look into a crafter's license for making college merch, because that's what she did. Whitney got authorized so she can officially make merchandise for a school. Okay, but yeah. So Penn State has federal trademarks, but what Florida Man did was he went to his state of Illinois and he filed state trademarks. Remember that you can have federal trademarks and you can have state trademarks. State trademarks give you less rights, but they're still trademarks. So this guy from Florida, his name is Paul Parshall, and his company was called Sports Beer Brewing Company. He got state trademarks for Penn State Nittany Brewing, Penn State Nittany Beer, and Penn State Nittany Lion Cigars. So he basically took the school's names, got state trademarks, state level trademarks, and then added beer to it because he has a beer brewing company. So Penn State found out that he was doing this because someone from the Office of General Counsel, contacted them. They're like, hey, somebody is trademarking your name at the state level. So Penn State is like, that's interesting. They find this guy's information, Paul Parshall, and they contact him and they say, hey, we heard that you're trademarking our name on the state level and we would like you to stop. And he said, I will stop if you pay me. So he basically said, if you want me to give up this state trademark, you're going to have to pay me. And so if you have watched my show with any regularity, you know that trademark squatting and trademark holding is actually a growing problem where people will buy trademarks just so that they can block another company or force them to give them money to give up the trademark. That is an actual way of making money that is increasing. People just buying up trademarks to sell them to the company that actually needs it. So that is what this Florida man did. He said, you want me to give up these state trademarks? Give me some money. Even though these schools have federal trademarks, right? So when they sent him the cease and desist and they were like, yo, stop using our marks, not only did he say that he wanted money, he also said that there was nothing wrong. Sincere 39 said, like with URLs. Can you explain what you mean, like with URLs, please? The guy from Florida man said they never used beer in their filings. So he basically said because Penn State did not file a trademark for Penn State Nittany beer, that he was fine. I'm pretty sure that he's going to lose. This hasn't been settled yet, but they've been doing their due diligence. But the reason why I picked this case was for two reasons. Oh, domain names for websites. Yes, people will buy domain names for websites and hold on to them and try to sell them back for like dumb money to the people who need them. So yeah, there's this the same way people sit on domain names. It's the same way some people are now starting to sit on trademarks. Okay. The reason I picked this case is one, to demonstrate that it is very important to do thorough research. Look, this is a case where this guy slid under the radar because while you can do a search on the USPTO for federal trademarks, you can't do that for regional trademarks. So if you suspect that that someone might hold that mark, it is to your benefit to check a couple of states around because those trademarks will be registered with the states. Now, you will have to do the research of finding what database these trademarks are listed, but this is a part of due diligence these days. We're becoming a global marketplace. People are out here and there are a lot of names out there up for grabs. And also, this company that is owned by the Florida man, Paul Parshall, this is not the only school that he's done this with. And actually, on the company website, it says that they have trademarks, service marks, and name registrations for lots of school teams. So this guy is making a fortune by basically undercutting these federal trademarks, going the state route, and getting the trademarks approved that way. Shady? Yes. Smart? Yes. Florida? Absolutely. Welcome to everybody who's come in. Oh, 7 o'clock seems to be a good time for you guys. We might have to keep this. Not necessarily a Tuesday, but we might need to keep this time. Okay, so do we have any questions about Penn State versus Florida man? Do you think that Florida man should be allowed to keep these trademarks because they're only on the state level? Do you think that the schools have a right to go after him, even though, he's doing it on the state level? They allowed him to do it. What's the problem? So I want to know, what is your opinion? What's your opinion of this case? Do you think that Penn State has a case against Florida man who's taking the federal, who's bypassing federal trademark registration and going to state registration so that he can use school names to make merchandise? What say you? What say you, audience? I got 9 of y'all. Okay, oh, awesome. Nobody said get it how you live. Sincere 39 said he should be able to keep them. Pilot the Misfits said nope. Okay. So that's through. Anybody else got comments? Who else? Anybody else? What do y'all think? Do you think that he should be? Florida Man did it right. Pilot the Misfits said Florida Man did it right. Okay. So you guys seem to be on the side of Florida Man. Pilot the Misfit is biased because he lives in Florida. So, but okay, we have a good chunk of you here that are on the side of Florida Man. Okay. Their loss, someone else's game. Wow, y'all are harsh. Whitney said, I'm not really sure. I was on the side of the schools because how are you going to try and undercut me and take my name and register in the state? You're not affiliated with these organizations. Nessie Times said, when you apply for a trademark, do you need to do it on the federal and state level? No, he should not be allowed to do that. So here's the thing. Federal is always going to trump state. Okay, so Florida Man, while these are approved, if these go into further examination, my prediction is that he's going to lose these trademarks because federal law will always trump state law. Okay, so if you're gonna trademark, always opt for the federal level because that's what's going to give you the most protection. I mean, Pilot the Misfit asked, I mean, he didn't say university. Does that matter? Well, I think that the phrase that he kept using was Penn State Nittany. So Penn State has a trademark for Penn State Nittany. All he was doing was taking that phrase and adding beer or brewery or cigars to it. So that's what it means. Like, I'm sure that you have seen university shirts that don't say university. I've seen plenty of Howard sweatshirts that just say Howard. I've seen plenty of, I've seen shirts that just say Clemson. It doesn't always have to say university, but you do know that it's a university, right? And the fact that he's using Penn State, when I think Penn State, I automatically think of Penn State, the university. I'm not thinking Penn State merch from Paul Parshall at Sports Beer Brewing Company. All right. Okay. So, I think we're kind of divided on that because, wow, y'all are really harsh out here in these trademark streets. I hope I never cross y'all. Okay. Second story that we are talking about is for those of you who like the finer things in life. This is the case of Chanel versus Hermes. These are two luxury brands. Hello, Riza Tante. These are two luxury brands. They have a long-standing history, and they are in a battle over the word voyage. Okay. So if I have any Chanel fans in here, give me a C. If I have any Hermes fans in here, give me the H. Hermes makes Birkin bags. And if I have, and if you don't care about either, give me a T for Target. Hi, Tibet Ocean 90. Okay. So while you guys let me know where you fall on the Chanel Hermes line, I'm going to explain to you what happened. So Chanel released a limited edition complexion palette, right? And it was called Voyage de Chanel. Of course, it's a French company, or in English, Voyage de Chanel. All right. And they filed an intent to use application in October of 2018. Since it's at Target. All right. I'm with you. High five. All right. Now, when you are filing for a trademark, there are two ways that you can file. You can file one that's called intent to use, which means that you're not yet on the market with this product or this item, this brand, and you're planning to. Or you can have one that says that that your mark is already in use, already in commerce. They filed an application saying, we're going to start using this mark, okay? Voyage de Chanel. Then on the other side, you have Hermes, and they have a trademark for Voyage d'Hermes or Voyage de Hermes for perfumes, body lotions, and beauty creams. And they have had this trademark for 10 years. So Hermes is saying basically that Voyage, using the word Voyage and the D, is too close for Chanel. So Voyage de Chanel, they're saying that it's too close to Voyage de Hermes. Now, so here's where I'm going to tell you that they differ. So the way that they spell Voyage is the same, but it goes Voyage space DE space Chanel. So that is Chanel's thing that they're trying to trademark. Hermes is Voyage space D apostrophe Hermes, and that is Hermes's. So Hermes is saying that Voyage de Chanel sounds too close to Voyage de Hermes, and that there's going to be confusion in the marketplace. And they are opposing Chanel's application for this trademark for Voyage de Chanel. Now remember, this trademark is only for this limited edition complexion palette. It is a cosmetics item. Hermes's trademark is for perfumes, body lotions, and beauty creams. So what I want to know from you is, do you think that Hermes has a leg to stand on? Because they're not doing makeup, they're not doing a complexion palette, but they do make beauty products. So do you think that Hermes has a case against Chanel because Chanel is now trying to trademark Voyage de Chanel for this limited edition complexion palette, when Hermes has had the Voyage de Hermes trademark for 10 years for perfumes, body lotions, and beauty creams? So what is your opinion? I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. Or do you think that these are just people with a lot of money complaining over nothing? Because that could be it too. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you guys sit with that one for a little bit. We're going to take a pause here so I can reintroduce myself. Okay. Oh, Whitney said that she is with Hermes. She thinks that Voyage de Chanel is too close to Voyage de Hermes. So what do y'all think? Oh, shoot. I missed one right here. Sorry. Purple Magic 314 said, oh, Purple Magic had a comment regarding the beer one. Purple Magic said it's too close. Name association seems like a violation for me. The school don't want their name associated with beer. That is a good, that's a really good observation. Good for you. Okay, now when it comes to Chanel versus Hermes, Sincere39 says it sounds petty, but I get it. It is close. Okay, so you know, either way, they're being a little bit petty, and that's fine. I mean, sometimes when you're out here protecting your name in these business streets, you've got to be petty. There's just there's actually a case. Hi, Miss Whitney. There's actually a case that we are going to talk about where the question is asked: Is it right for these companies to be this petty? Could it be costing them business? But we're gonna get to that a little bit later. Okay. Next case. Oh, sorry, I didn't even get to my thing. So, quick break. I'm Natalie Pierre-Louis. If you've just come in, I am the business formation boss. I help you get your business off the ground. If you need to get registered, contracts, trademarks, hiring employees, all that boring paperwork stuff people don't like to do, I help you do it. Miss Whitney said that Chanel is business petty. Hold on. Let me finish this. I'm here to help you get your business off the ground. Okay. If you need help with any business formation issues like contracts, brand protection, registration, money management, and hiring employees, I'm your girl. Sign up for a free 15-minute consultation using the link in my bio, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Going forward, these little commercial breaks, we will be selling ad space here. So if you want me to do a little 30-second spot for your business, hit me up. Ad spaces are starting at $3 a piece. Okay. Hi, not your average Ben. So going back to the Chanel de Hermes story, Miss Whitney said that Hermes is being business petty. Sincere 39 said control of the marketplace, I guess. Yeah, I think that Hermes is kind of being nitpicky here, but sometimes you got to be nitpicky when you're out, when you're protecting your brand. Some people go OD, but you know, it's up to you how hard you want to go in protecting your name. Hey. All right. So the next story we're talking about is another high-end story. If you watched either my Instagram or Facebook story today, you will notice that I put a picture in there and I asked you guys. Miss Whitney said you have to. You have to protect your brand out here. I understand. So you'll notice that I put in the story. I put a picture of 2 rings. One ring was by Bulgari and another one was by another maker. And I asked you guys if you thought the rings looked similar or the same. And I got a 100% no from you guys. If you've not seen it, go check out my Instagram or my Facebook story, okay? But the reason I put that picture up there today is because Bulgari, which is another high-end line, they are suing this company called Kenneth J. Lane. So here's the thing. Bulgari is a high-end line. They make really expensive jewelry. Kenneth J. Lane makes costume jewelry and is like a very well-renowned brand, but it's very expensive costume jewelry, right? So, just a little history on Kenneth J. Lane. Kenneth J was the king of costume jewelry. He was a favorite of celebrities in the past. And now, and the thing was, he would take pieces and kind of make versions of more expensive pieces, but his work was so good that he gained celebrity for his own brand of jewelry, costume jewelry. So now Bulgari has this ring that they sell called the Serpenti ring, right? And they are saying that Kenneth J. Lane is selling counterfeit or knockoff Bulgari rings. And again, if you want to see the picture, the ring that I'm talking about, check my Facebook story or my Instagram story. Bulgari is saying that Kenneth J. Lane copied their ring design and is selling knockoff rings. Kenneth J. Lane said that, first of all, the ring, it was being sold by an affiliate business and it wasn't them, so they're not at fault. So they're not denying Pilot the Misfits and counterfeit. Yeah, counterfeit Bulgari. So Kenneth J. Lane is saying, you know, look, we have an affiliate store. They made this ring, not us. We're not at fault. Yes, it looks kind of similar, but we didn't approve it. But Bulgari is saying that that's BS because part of Kenneth J's agreement with their affiliate company is that they get to approve all designs. As well, Bulgari and Kenneth J. Lane actually had a settlement agreement in 2012 because I guess they had sued him before then for copying the company before then for copying their designs. And they want the court to stop this company from making this ring. However, when I was reading this, I was thinking, well, everybody knows that this company is a costume jewelry company. And everybody knows that Bulgari is a high-end like line, right? So if I'm getting something from Kenneth J. Lane, I'm not thinking it's a Bulgari thing. Or is it that Bulgari is like, well, your fakes are too good and we're losing business. So I want to ask you guys, do you think that Bulgari is worried about this because it looks like too much like theirs? Or do you think that it's because the craftsmanship could really take away from their business? Because people are like, well, this looks just as good as Bulgari, so I might as well get this. I want to know what your opinion is. And if you have seen the picture in my story, you tell me whether you think the rings look similar, okay? So I have 2 questions. Two questions. Do you think that Bulgari is afraid that that people are going to think there's Kenneth J has a deal with them, or do you think that Bulgari is afraid? Okay, Miss Whitney said they're scared of losing their business. Okay, they could be, because if I can get, because the ring that Bulgari is selling, it costs $15,000. And the one that Kenneth J is selling, I think costs like $3,300 or $3,800. It's way less than the Bulgari ring. So if somebody goes and buys the Kenneth J ring instead of the Bulgari ring, Bulgari has lost out on $15,000. Right? So I would like to know what y'all's opinion is. Do you think that Bulgari has a leg to stand on, even though everybody knows that this Kenneth J company makes costume jewelry? Sincere39 said, I guess if you couldn't afford Bulgari, so they may be worried. Nessie Time said, yes, they are afraid of losing money. Why pay full price when I can get a cheaper lookalike? And this is exactly why they're going after them. Definitely work. They don't want to lose that money. $15,000. I get mad when I lose $15. $15,000, please. Okay. So we will wait and see what happens between Bulgari and Kenneth J. I would be interested. That's like Jordans and Shaq's. I guess I believe you. I'm not into sneakers. I don't even know what Shaq sneakers look like. I didn't know Shaq had sneakers. Okay. All right. Okay. Next case that we are talking about. How many of you guys know about the streetwear brand Off-White? If you have heard of the Off-White streetwear brand, they do like accessories and stuff. Give me an O in the comments. I've actually talked about Off-White a couple of times on the show. The Off-White clothing or streetwear brand. If you have heard of them, please give me an O in the comments. Oh, Pilot the Misfits said Payless version. So I guess Shaq's. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. I guess Kenneth J's would be the Payless version of Bulgari's if you go from 15,000 to 3,000. All right. Nobody knows about Off-White? Okay. I've actually seen Off-White belts out in the world. You know what? I'm going to tell you a funny story. When I first started seeing Off-White belts, I thought that they were just oversized measuring tapes that people were making into belts. I did not realize that it was a fashion brand. Pilot the Misfit has heard of Off-White. I was like, why is everybody wearing a measuring tape around their waist? But then I looked closer and I was like, oh, that says Off-White. Okay. So we all know, so if you don't know Off-White, they're a streetwear brand. They take everyday things and they mix them up and make really cool clothes. And they actually had been in put a picture up tomorrow. Okay. Yes, I will put a picture up of the belt tomorrow that I thought was measuring tape. So Off-White has been trying to trademark quotation mark and red zip ties for their brand, particularly a bracelet. They have a pending application with the trademark office to trademark the use of quotation marks and red zip ties on their streetwear line. Okay. The problem is the USPTO office initially denied their application because they said that, first of all, zip ties are functional. They are not a design element. And there are already established trademarks from other people having to do with zip ties. Okay? Off-White is saying that the zip ties are not functional. They are merely decorative, and what they do is they help to make their line stand out. And they're waiting for a response from the USPTO office. In the meantime, while their application is pending and they are fighting the denial, they are still out here trying to hold on to this trademark. They said that basically we have built up common law trademark rights because people know our stuff for the quotation marks and the red zip ties. So here's where it comes in. Off-White sued a company called Rastaclot that was selling bracelets that had red zip ties on them, okay? They were selling these zip ties, these bracelets for $18 on Amazon and a couple of other online outlets. So Off-White goes to them. We have the market on red zip ties. You can't use it for your design, even though they're still fighting. Oh, Whitney said the belt that I'm talking about is like $185. Excuse me. Okay, y'all got it. Anyway, back to Off-White and Rastaclat. So Off-White filed suit against Rastaclat saying that they can't use red zip ties. And now they have actually they have voluntarily dismissed their suit against Rastaclat. And the reason why they have dismissed this suit is not because they lost. They actually the thinking is, because they haven't put a statement out, is that they probably came into a settlement with Rastaclat because Rastaclat has stopped selling these bracelets. So usually when you see these trademark suits and the side that is suing voluntarily dismisses their application, it's because they've come into some type of settlement agreement. All right. So this is a case of where the big guy won. I don't know anything really about Off-White. I ain't hip. All right. I like to shop at Ross. But again, this is a case of even though I don't think that these things that they're trying to trademark are distinctive, they feel like they have developed the clout, the common law trademark to be able to defend them. And that is very important when you are trying to defend a trademark. You have to stand behind your mark. You can't just go out here letting people take your stuff because they're going to eat your lunch in these trademark streets. Even if you don't think that they're right, you have to at least applaud their vigilance in protecting what they want to be their mark. So if nothing else, take from this, one, that you need to stand behind your mark to protect it. Two, you don't always have to, you're not always gonna have to drag it out in court. Sometimes you'll be able to settle it. And three, Off-White is completely too expensive. I'm not paying $185 for no belt. All right. So I'm going to take a moment here to reset. Thank you to everybody who's just come in. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. Guys, we are playing around with different days and times for the second show. Last week I did Friday. This week I'm trying Tuesday. I actually think that this might be a good time. 7 o'clock seems to be a good time to get you all together. We'll see if Tuesday sticks. I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis, business formation boss. I'm here to get your business life together. Set up a free 15-minute consultation using the link in the bio. And I would love to talk to you. Whitney has a comment saying, I have a leather double wrap bracelet that is also an 18-inch tape measure because I knit and crochet. So I went to look it up to see if it was similar to that. Okay. So I'm not even going to ask you how much that bracelet cost, but I'm pretty sure it did not cost $185. But get your money Off-White. You ain't going to get it from me, but you're going to get it from somebody. All right. So next case we are talking about, has anybody heard of the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band? The Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. If you have heard of the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, give me a B in the comments. If you have not heard of the band, you're probably like me and give me a no in the comments. So if you've heard of them, give me a B. If you haven't heard of them, give me a no. And while you do that, I'm going to tell you a little background about them. So the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band was a 1960s rock group, okay? So they've been, here since the 60s. They've been doing their thing. But, okay, I've got two no's. I've got three no's. They never trademarked their band name. and someone trademarked it without their knowledge. I got 4 no's, okay? So, look, it doesn't matter how long you have been in business. If you don't have a federally registered trademark, someone can come out here and steal your stuff. Okay? So someone trademarked their name without their knowledge. So if this band, look, they put out an album in 2007. Someone trademarked the name in 2015. So if they wanted to put a new album out in this year, 2019, even though this band has existed since 1960s, they would have to use another name because they no longer own their band name. At least they can't sell stuff under its name right now. That's how serious trademarks are. Somebody was able to come 40, 50, more than 50 years, more than 50 years after this band started and was able to say, I own this name, okay? Because they didn't protect it. All right, so here's where it gets shady. The person who trademarked the band's name was a company called Anglo Atlantic Media, and was a company that was owned by one of their former promoters. So somebody who used to go out there and book them shows went and trademarked their name. Now, I don't know if Not Your Average Ben is still in here, but we have talked about that, about people, taking your business name who you think, you're supposed to be here with me. We're supposed to be friends. What are you doing? So now the band has gone to court and they are trying to get the trademark transferred to them, or at least rescinded, because they don't think it's fair that this guy, more than 50 years after they've done all of this music, now all of a sudden owns the rights to their band name. And just for your information, this case is taking place overseas in UK. So trademarks are not just located in the United States. There are trademark cases all over the world. People are trying to protect their brands all over the world, okay? All right. We've only got 2 more cases. I think we're going to get to the last one that I didn't think we were going to get to. Sorry guys about that. My allergies are killing me. Okay. So this is the case of a lady named Grace Hay versus Fashion One. Grace Hay is the owner of a Scottish lingerie shop. And she puts on an event, or she wanted to put on an event called Highland Fashion Week. Okay. Now, I would like to see here, in my audience, how many of y'all have been to Scotland? If you have been to Scotland, give me an S in the comments. And also, if you have ever heard of Highland Fashion Week, give me an H in the comments. So if you've been to Scotland, give me an S. If you have heard of Highland Fashion Week, give me an H. And if you have not done either, give me another no in the comments. Okay, Whitney said no. Okay. All right. I got another no from Tibet Ocean. Right. Because most of us, the majority of my audience is from the United States. I got 2 no's. It's from the United States. Most of us haven't been to Scotland. I would love to visit someday. If I got anybody out there in Scotland, y'all want to fly me out? Come on, I'm here. So, she wanted to put on a fashion week in her town. All of a sudden, she gets a notice from attorneys for this big company from the United States called Fashion One. They were opposing her using the name Highland Fashion Week. Okay. The reason why they were opposing her, because they said that they had a trademark on the phrase Fashion Week, y'all. They were getting on this woman because she was using the phrase Fashion Week. How many fashion weeks are there? Like, there's fashion weeks all over the world, and they go after this little lingerie shop owner in Scotland over the phrase Fashion Week. Not only that, they have been battling this out in court for 3 years. This lady has been trying to put on this Fashion Week for 3 years, and she was not able to because this fashion giant, Fashion One, opposed her using the phrase Fashion Week, which I think is obviously, you can tell, I think it's dumb. All right, but whatever. But finally, it's come to a resolution, and she finally won. And the reason she won was because she called it Highland Fashion Week. The court that decided it, remember they said, this is very distinctive. It's obviously a fashion week that is taking place in Scotland in this small place, so they're not impeding on your trademark. And I think that the trademark office got it right, because you can't have, how many fashion weeks are there in the world? Fashion Week I for one think that Fashion Week is descriptive, and it's function, it's not something that separates you. I don't associate Fashion Week with any one company. Do you guys? When you guys think Fashion Week, do you think of a specific company? I want to answer to that. Oh, hi, Kimmy Rob. Whitney, okay. So when you think of Fashion Week, okay, here's what I want y'all to do. I want everybody here to name one Fashion Week that they know of. Nessie Time said no. She doesn't think of one single company. No to Bed Ocean. I would like you guys to name a Fashion Week that you know of. I know of a New York Fashion Week. We have one here. We got DC Fashion Week. Do y'all have fashion weeks where you guys are? I know that we have somebody in Florida, in Miami, Whitney. I think you're in the Midwest. I forget what state you're in, my dear. And wherever you guys are at, do they have a fashion week in your area? Got New York Fashion Week from Nat Raw Queen. Any other fashion weeks around? Yeah, New York. Okay, so I guess New York is the big one. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, when I think Fashion Week, I think New York. I'm not thinking, Fashion One. Sincere said he's in New Jersey. So I guess New Jersey would just blend in with New York. And that's cool. But I think that Fashion One was doing too much, and they were trying to bully, a small business owner who wasn't even in the same country. Leave her alone. All right. So, guys, now we are on our last case. And, guys, this is the exact reason why I wanted to do 2 days a week, because we have I'm in Ohio. Columbus does have a fashion. Look at that. Columbus Fashion Week. Fashion Week is everywhere. Okay. Yeah. So, Paris Fashion Week. Yeah. So what I was saying was, this is the exact reason why I wanted to do 2 days a week. So we really have time to go over these cases, because we have only gone through 5 cases and it's been 45 minutes. And we have one more. So yeah, I think 2 days a week was a good move. And I'm really excited to see the show grow. Thank you guys for your participation. I really appreciate all of you. So this is our last case that we're talking about today. So, have any of you guys heard of a little company named Ferrari? Sincere 39 said London has a fashion week too. Okay, yes, London Fashion Week. Anybody heard of a little car company named Ferrari? Give me an F in the comments if you have heard of Ferrari. This is kind of a funny case to me, at least. Y'all never heard of Ferrari? Okay. All right, I got one F from Tibet Ocean. I'm not really into cars, but this is one type of car that, I'm familiar with. I got one from Nat Raw Queen, one from Sincere 39. All right, most of y'all know what a Ferrari is. Hi, JJ Hoop 27. All right. So, Ferrari, we know these are very expensive cars, very high end. Now, there is a German fashion designer by the name of Philipp Plein. and he owns several Ferrari cars. So he owns them. They're his. He bought them, paid for them, whatever. But he's also a fashion designer. And what he has been doing is taking his designs and posting pictures of on his Instagram of his designs on top of his Ferrari cars with the Ferrari logo. Okay? Now, there's actually a picture of this in my Facebook and Instagram stories, so go check it out if you can. So there's one particular picture that Ferrari is very concerned about, where Philipp Plein, he has these $800 shoes that he places on his $350,000 Ferrari, and just post it on his Instagram. Ferrari is mad. They are saying that he is using their mark distastefully, even though he owns these cars. It's not like he's going to the Ferrari dealership and, posting up on the car. He's actually bought these cars outright. And when you buy an item, if you buy a legit, item that is branded, after you buy it as a consumer, certain trademark rights get cut off from the maker. So if I buy a Louis bag from the Louis store and I want to take that Louis bag and cut it up into 100 pieces and make it a hat, I can, because it's mine. So, but Ferrari, they're like, we don't care that you bought this car. The way that you are presenting your car, even though you paid for it, it's like you're trying to say that you're associated with Ferrari, that your fashion brand is associated with Ferrari. And they also don't like his style. They say that he's got a bad rep. He hired Chris Brown and Tekashi 6ix9ine, both of whom have had sexual criminal charges, but he hired them both to perform at one of his fashion shows, right? So Ferrari is like, you're not representing our name well. They sent a letter to Philipp Plein asking him to stop. Asking him to stop. And also, because Ferrari is known to put their names on items. I think Ferrari has put their names on certain kinds of shoes, some high-end sunglasses. So they're not opposed to collaborating with brands. So for Philipp Plein to put these shoes on the car with the Ferrari car, the average person who doesn't know Philipp Plein, doesn't know that he purchased this Ferrari, might think, oh, he's doing a collaboration with Ferrari. Or at least that is what Ferrari's argument is, okay? Now, so they contacted Philipp Plein and they asked him to stop. And he's like, no, I'm not going to. He's like, I bought this car. It's mine. And when you companies come after your audience, your customers, with these trademark infringement suits, you cause animosity and you're gonna lose business. So we have talked before about trademark bullying and big companies going out there and trying to kind of, push their weight around and suing smaller companies for potential trademark infringement. But I want to know what you guys think of this case, right? Because here you have a guy, he is also rich, he is a fashion designer, he bought these cars outright. He's using that, he's posting his merchandise on this merchandise that he purchased outright, and using it for marketing. So do you think that Ferrari has a right to say, hey, we don't want you using our brand name in your Instagram posts for your stuff, even though he's paid for these cars? What do you think? What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all don't have an opinion? All right, here's my opinion, okay? I think that Ferrari might have an argument because they are known to collaborate with other brands. I think that like what they should do is that they should ask him to at least put a disclaimer saying that he's not affiliated with the company, maybe. But you can't keep him from using his own stuff on his own social media. But that is just my opinion. But I would love to hear your opinions, guys. We only have about 7 more minutes left. So if you got an opinion, drop it. Okay, well maybe that story didn't resonate with you guys, but that's okay. I'm really glad that we got to take the time to go through these stories. We are going, if you guys have not signed up for my business launch bootcamp that is happening August 15th, and you are trying to get that business off the ground before the end of 2019, I would suggest you get your tickets today. They are on sale. Link is in the bio as well. Oh, okay. Sincere said Ferrari has their own sneakers they sell, so maybe Ferrari thinks that people will associate the shoes with Ferrari. I think that's exactly what it is, Sincere 39. Thank you for your comment. I think that is exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I had for you guys today. We are still gonna be here on Thursday at 6 o'clock. Dropping these stories. Can't wait to see y'all. Get your tickets for Business Launch Bootcamp. Set up your free consultations. Go get some of my digital products. Those are all located using the link in my bio. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. So I will see y'all on Thursday. Have a great night. All right. Bye.